Today I'm crossing Georgia from west to east, from Batumi on the Black Sea coast to the capital Tbilisi. With my driver Zaza, we'll be stopping at some of the nation's most sacred sites and also eating roadside snacks. So join us on our Sunday road trip across Georgia.
Sakartvelo is Georgia. Welcome to Georgia.
Batumi, the pearl of the Black Sea, has seen rapid development in recent years, and by population is now Georgia's second city, full of bright lights and casinos. I've really enjoyed my time here, and you'll find a separate film about Batumi on the channel. Yesterday it was warm and sunny, but this Sunday morning in early November it feels like autumn has arrived on the Black Sea. We head north from the city along the coast, past the docks, the hotels and resorts, and the endless construction works tempting property investors. There's a more natural landscape to our right, as lush mountains rise into the clouds. Road signs steer drivers towards the city of Sukhumi further up the coast, but the capital of the breakaway region of Abkhazia has been off limits since 1994. Head that way and you'll soon find Russian soldiers blocking your access. The Abkhazia question remains one of Georgia's most intractable issues. The highway from Batumi through to KUTAISI is being upgraded, and we intersperse fast motorway stretches with slow drives through villages where Zaza has to avoid wandering cattle. As with other infrastructure projects in this region, Chinese construction companies and Chinese workers are tasked with the job. Making a quick stop for coffee at Lanchuti. My insomnia is quite bad at the moment, so without this I'd probably be dozing off in the car. I soon attract a friend or two. As a visitor, you'll quickly notice that Georgia has literally thousands of homeless dogs, most of whom are very friendly and seem well fed, but as a dog owner it's still tough to see. 2 hours from Batumi, we enter the suburbs of KUTAISI, historically Georgia's second city. During the latter years of the Soviet Union, it became famous for being the epicentre of the powerful Georgian mafia, an organisation that had influence across Russia. That's not the case anymore, as far as I'm aware, and I'm not going to start asking questions. Going back much further in time, the settlement here was one of the principal towns of Kolkis, the legendary empire of Medea and the Golden Fleece. Former President Saakashvili controversially replaced a statue of King David the Builder in front of the Opera House with this, the Kolkis Fountain, which reproduces artefacts found from that period. It's the fountain that now appears on all of KUTAISI's tourist literature. It's a shame that it's stuck in the middle of a busy traffic roundabout, but nevertheless, it's really impressive. KUTAISI's central market is known as the Green Bazaar, and here you'll quickly understand why Georgian cuisine is all about quality produce and ingredients. Next to the market is a fabulous mural of a grandmother making khachapuri. You can't get more Georgian than that. High above KUTAISI city centre, on the site of an ancient fortress, you'll find the Cathedral of the Assumption, commissioned by Bagrat III in the year 1003. It was left in ruins after the Turks destroyed it in 1692 and was placed on the UNESCO World Heritage List in 1994. Former President Saakashvili, however, wanted to restore the cathedral to its former glory, and hence it has been substantially rebuilt. UNESCO did not approve of the manner of the refurbishment, however, and removed the church from its list in 2017. It's easy to be critical of Saakashvili's renovations, but on the plus side, it is now a functioning church again, and it should stay solid for the next few centuries. Perhaps a less successful decision of former President Saakashvili was to move the parliament from Tbilisi to KUTAISI. The politicians did not want to leave the cosmopolitan capital, and as soon as he left power in 2019, the politicians hurriedly left too. The $83 million building is hard to like and widely criticised as a very expensive white elephant. There are plans to turn it into an IT hub. We pass through the town of Surami. I ask Zaza what the roadside stalls are selling, and he promptly stops at one. I think Zaza is buying me some sugar bread. What is this called?
Nazuki.
Nazuki.
Nazuki, yes.
The sweet, sugary bread known as Nazuki is apparently only made here in Surami. I wonder what will become of the many Nazuki sellers once the motorway opens and completely bypasses the town. I'm now going to get my first impression of a Georgian motorway service station. Inside, we find the traditional Georgian chain known as Baskin-Robbins. They are everywhere. The franchise seller for Baskin-Robbins in Georgia must be a millionaire. Gori service station sits just outside the city of Gori, famous for being the birthplace of Joseph Jugashvili, otherwise known as Stalin. I have no plans to visit the Stalin Museum, and we continue on. Our next stop is one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world. Now I'm having real problems with the pronunciation of this place, so Zaza is going to help.
This is Mtskheta. 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 This is Juari, Cathedral Juari.
Now there is definitely something going on either in the water, the land or in the air here, because
Mtskheta
has been a place of spirituality for thousands of years and is hugely important to Georgian nationhood. The centrepiece is the Cathedral of the 12 Apostles, which contains a number of royal tombs. It was built in the 11th century, rebuilt by Tamerlane in the 14th century, and constitutes one of the most important examples of Georgian Christian architecture. The cathedral draws a constant stream of tourists, pilgrims and wedding parties, particularly on a Sunday. And not surprisingly, there is a very large souvenir market outside. Well, that was absolutely incredible. That's almost the end of our day trip though. Next stop, Tbilisi. Well, that's what I thought, but Zaza had one more treat in store for me, to drive up to the Zhvari Monastery. Zhvari means cross in Georgian. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, being an early medieval Georgian church that has survived to the present day almost unchanged, and is the founder of the type of church architecture which became prevalent in Georgia and Armenia. It has dominated the landscape since the 6th century. Now I can say with certainty that was the last stop. Full speed to Tbilisi. The historic town of Tiflis, known as Tbilisi since the 1930s, has grown so much that only a few kilometres after leaving Zhvari, we enter the northern suburbs. Tbilisi now has 1.2 million inhabitants. On most weekdays, many of those inhabitants are in their cars on the main north-south highway that follows the River Kura. Thankfully, it's a Sunday evening. But if it's not, then just wait, be patient, get past the congestion, and you'll see why this city is loved by its residents and is now firmly on the tourist trail. So I've made it to Tbilisi, a city that I've waited years to visit. There are plenty more films about Georgia and Tbilisi on the channel, so I hope to see you again very soon.